Welcome to a humid day in Jacksonville, Florida. Welcome to opening kickoff weekend for the 2021 season, and now America's Game of the Week. And this matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the New Orleans Saints. Glad you're with us today on Fox. Green Bay won the coin toss. They deferred. So the Saints will start this game with the football. That means a lot of him. That means a lot of the mind of that man, and that means the dawning of the Jameis Winston era with New Orleans. Crosby to kick. Deontay Harris waiting and still waiting. Out to the 25. It will come, and for the 20th season, I am glad to welcome you into the broadcast booth with this guy as my partner, Troy Aikman. And what do you think? What do you think with Jameis Winston and him now being in the hands of Sean Payton? I'm excited to see how this unfolds.
Well, I am too, and what an opportunity he has in front of him. But as he goes into this game, I've got to believe that he's faced with a lot of pressure coming into this game, knowing the shoes that he's trying to fill with Drew Brees, and then also the expectations of this football team. It's Sean Payton's job to get him some completions early in this game.
They're going to start with a handoff to Kamara. Right side, well played by the Green Bay defense. Up front, a gain of just 1. And to put some numbers to it, first time after 15 straight seasons with the great and future Hall of Fame quarterback Drew Brees at the controls. It's someone else, and that someone else is this man. Number 1 overall draft pick by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers back in 2015. Basically sat out and learned last season as he steps into it and finds his man. First down catch out near the 40, and that's Marquez Callaway for 14.
Look at the protection, first of all, that Jameis Winston is afforded, and he's able to sit in there. His first read he doesn't like. He comes right off it to a second read. Nice progressional read by him, and delivers a perfect football.
So a 1-yard carry, and now a 14-yard completion. Out to the 40 it comes. Winston takes it and picks up another first down. We just had an audience join us. He just dipped into Jameis Winston, carrying it for 11 yards after a 14-yard completion to Marquez Callaway. And it was infectious, Troy, talking to Jameis Winston about this opportunity. As I said, basically sat out last year, learned from Sean Payton, learned from Drew Brees. I think he's going to have a tremendous season with a better offensive line and one of the great play callers we've ever covered.
I think this was the best situation he could have fallen into last year, taking that year off.
Kamara takes it down inside the 45 for 5.
I mean, it's one thing to be a backup to a guy like Drew Brees and to be able to watch how he studies, how he prepares during the week, how he handles game situations along with Sean Payton. But typically, you don't then get to take over the very next year and continue with that same football team. Typically, you would then go on somewhere else. But it worked out as well as possible, especially for him coming off of that 2019 season when he had 30 interceptions. I think the year off was what he needed.
Great protection, breaks down, there he goes. Plenty of room for Winston, who slides down near the 30 to the 29. What a start to this possession. First is the man for the Saints for Winston.
Well, they're manned up across the board, and so Jameis Winston, not an overly fast guy. He's really not known for his running, but yet we've seen now a couple times on this opening drive. When it's been there, he's taken it. So they go man coverage. Nobody is accounting for Jameis Winston. He recognizes it and picks up a nice gain with his legs.
The really good center, Eric McCoy, is down and injured. They look at him. Tom Rinaldi, I know you had an interesting conversation leading into this game.
You did, Joe, and to echo what you said earlier, speaking to Jameis during the week, that joy and that passion and that spirit, so clear on our call with him. Had a chance to catch up with him pregame. 5,500 plus days since someone other than Drew Brees has started a season opener for the Saints. No iPhone, Twitter did not exist. That's how long it's been. As for learning under Drew Brees and their continuing connection, Jameis said he's continued to be in steady communication with him, Joe, including just this morning when they traded texts, sending him encouragement, telling him, you're ready for this, just be you. Now let's go and get it. Joe?
Well, he's going to get it, Tom, here to begin this ball game. First down at the 29. Kamara is down to the 25. He got 4.
You know, with that shakeup, the injury to Eric McCoy, now Cesar Ruiz, the starting right guard. He was a center in college. They move him to center, and they bring in Calvin Throckmorton to take over then at right guard. So 2 positions affected there with the injury to McCoy. Coming into this game, coming into this season, really, when you look back over the last several years, the offensive and defensive lines have been the strength for this football team. They put a lot of emphasis in the draft the last several years to make sure those units are strong.
Winston gets rid of it. Was about to go down. Preston Smith had the pressure, and Winston able to dump it off and avoid a loss on the play. 3rd down coming up.
That's one of those shot plays. They're trying to get something down the field, and that's an area where Jameis Winston has talked about it. His background with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and playing for Bruce Arians, and the emphasis on getting the ball down the field at times, it got him in trouble. And so what he learned from watching Breeze was just taking what the defense gives you, check it down. That time he was a little late getting to it.
Winston to the end zone. Callaway overthrown. And what started as a promising drive and able to move the football stalls with the ball sitting outside the 25-yard line. And Aldrick Rosas is into the game to attempt his first field goal for the Saints.
I think this is one of those where Jameis Winston had predetermined he wanted to take that shot, but he has a guy dragging across the middle. Had he hit him in stride, he picks up the first down. Nothing wrong with this, though. This has been his money guy throughout the preseason. He's got one-on-one with a good look. He takes it, just unable to connect.
Former New York Giant kicked in this stadium. Aldrick Rosas hits from 44, and the Saints have the first points of the day. Let's send it down to Erin Andrews.
Well, Joe, obviously with this game being moved to Jacksonville, there were a lot of questions. Would it be predominantly Packers fans, Saints fans? Hearing about 35 to 40,000 Packers fans here, but Aaron Rodgers telling us as he gets set to take the field, he's just happy he doesn't have to deal with the noisy dome. What he does have to deal with, though, are these conditions. Now, Packers players and coaches said, hey, it's been a hot summer. Yeah, guys, not this hot. On the field, by the way, they're saying it's close to 100 degrees. Matt LaFleur, head coach, telling us he is concerned because a lot of these starters didn't play in the preseason, and you never really know how good a shape everyone is until they get out there.
It's a good point, Aaron. It's always a concern coming into week 1. These guys haven't played a full game. A lot of them haven't played at all, as we know, and now you come into this heat. I can guarantee you, if you suited up and you put on a helmet and a jersey today, you're going to get on the field, so you better be prepared to play. A lot of substitutions to try to combat this heat and see who can remain fresh as they move into the 4th quarter.
Rosas kicks it into the end zone. Well, we know the players have tried to prepare for this heat. How about the fans? Just baking in the sun on the far side of the field from where we are, and the Green Bay Packer fans are thrilled that number 12 has that offseason drama behind him. It's back to the business of football, and the reigning MVP of the National Football League is back to work.
Yeah, and you asked me earlier, do I think he's locked in? I think Aaron Rodgers is locked in each year. I think he's locked in each week for that matter, but there does seem to be a sense of urgency. They've made it to the NFC Championship game the last 2 years only to have the year end in disappointment. How many more times are you going to have Rodgers as your quarterback? A lot of things to like with this offense, but it's all dependent on this revamped offensive line that's starting 2 rookies today.
They're going to start their day with a handoff to Jones, and he is ripped down behind the line of scrimmage by Marcus Davenport. Loss of 1. So not just the 2 rookies starting up front, Troy, but a Pro Bowl left guard starting at left tackle because David Bakhtiari, who's one of the best in the game and a 2-time All-Pro, is on the physically unable to perform list for 6 weeks.
Yeah, and so you've got 3 starters that are back that started in last year's NFC Championship game, but none of the three are playing the same position. And that's why I say revamped. Guys have moved to different spots, and then you got the two young guys.
On second down, Rodgers throws, gets Davante Adams, and Davante Adams brought down immediately by Quan Alexander. A gain of 4, and now the Saints defense as we look at it. Troy already said they're good up front. Quan Alexander is healthy, coming off an Achilles tear. And the secondary is thin at the corner spots. They made a big trade for Bradley Roby, but he's suspended and not available to play in this one. We'll see a lot of the rookie Paulson Adebo. Third-round pick from Stanford.
I wouldn't think it would take long before Aaron Rodgers spots him and goes after him.
Pass is caught by Jones. Tackle is made, and we'll see what kind of forward progress they give. That's Aaron Jones with a catch, and they're going to mark him a yard short. Tackle made by Quan Alexander, who made 2 plays on that possession by Green Bay.
That was a really nice job by New Orleans. It looked like they were going to pick that up pretty easily with Rodgers finding Jones, and they just rally around and, you know, make here Matt LaFleur faced with an early decision on the opening drive of the 2021 season, and it looks like he's going to go for it.
Yeah, they're saying, Matt's saying, you wanted me to go for it on 4th down in the champ game? How about 4th down?
Here you go.
With the ball sitting at their own 34, and now timeout is taken. Well, if you want to rewind the tape for Aaron Rodgers, was ranked by The Athletic as the most intriguing player in the NFL. Why? Because he told the Packers he doesn't want to return. That was the report. There's a blurb from SI.com. In June, Aaron Rodgers, Packers working on a deal for quarterback to return this year. Set up eventual exit, which Troy seems to have happened, but there were people in the inner circle with Aaron Rodgers who said he's done. He's not coming back to Green Bay. He's thrown his last pass. So for anybody to say, well, for sure this is it, nobody knows what happens at the end of this season for Rodgers and the Packers.
I agree, and even in talking with Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't know. I think it's easy for him to speculate, as you would expect a lot of other people, but I agree with you 100%.
The early 4th down try. They fake it to Jones. Pass is caught. 1st down. Conversion on the catch by Marquez Valdez-Scantling for 3. And Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur have been raving about number 83 and the way he's come back to work this year.
They try a rub route here, anticipating man coverage with the short distance on 4th down. And yeah, he's a guy who Aaron Rodgers talked about his offseason, his training camp, his improvements, and the way he's catching the football. More importantly, he's always been a speed guy, but he's running much better routes, the best he's run since he joined the Packers.
Handoff here to Jones. And a gain of just a couple.
This defense for the New Orleans Saints, one of only 2 teams that finished in the top 5 in run defense and pass defense. Dennis Allen, in his 7th year as a defensive coordinator, what a job he has done. Very few teams, when you look around the league, are really good on both sides of the ball. The Rams were the only other defense last year that did finish in the top 5. They lost some good players from that group last year, depending on a lot of young guys.
There without David Onyemata, good defensive lineman, suspended the first 6 games. Play action from Rodgers, looking for Tunyon, and he throws behind him. For good measure, Demario Davis was out there and ready to make a play, but it's 3rd and 8. So we'll see what Matt LaFleur dials up.
Well, this is when Dennis Allen likes to get real creative. In fact, in talking with Matt LaFleur, he said that he feels that Dennis Allen is the best in the league in giving a lot of different looks and the different pressure packages that he's able to deploy on 3rd down.
3rd down and 8. Rodgers, protection breaks down. Rodgers out to his right. Nowhere to go, and he throws it away. Well played by the Saints defensively, and pressure from Cam Jordan, who's in his 11th year and just relentless as usual.
That was a heck of a series there by this Saints defense. They bring a 4-man rush, and they're able to move Rodgers off the spot. And usually when you see Rodgers get outside the pocket, it's just kind of hold on as a defense. He's going to find somebody, but everybody plastered onto their guy. There was just nowhere for him to go with the football.
Corey Bojorquez, who was traded by the Rams, but with Buffalo, beginning of his career, and his first real punt for the Pack. And a fair catch for Harris. He stays away, and it goes backward. Tapped down at the 24. Saints had their own quarterback drama, I guess, if you want to call the battle between Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill dramatic. But as camp went forward and the preseason unfolded, Jameis Winston looked really good, and his head coach said he's our starter. He's done a great job. He's earned that. Second possession for New Orleans, up 3.
Well, there was a time where it looked like Jameis Winston was going to run away with the competition, but then there was a stretch where Taysom came on and made things a little bit more challenging in that decision.
Costa Kamara, well played by Green Bay. Preston Smith, gain of 3.
You know, and I'm not sure you can really have quarterback competitions the way that you once were able to. The guys just aren't competing against each other enough. There's just not a lot of reps that you're going to have. We got Taysom Hill. He comes in, and he does every week, but he's got a prominent role in this game plan here today. And if something were to happen to Jameis Winston, Trevor Seeman would be the backup coming in.
Here is a handoff to Tony Jones Jr., who's taken over as the backup to Alvin Kamara. Gets 6. And a 3rd and short coming up. Let's look at this Packers defense up front. They're very good with Kenny Clark, Pro Bowler 2 seasons ago in the middle. Rashawn Gary gets the start, but Zadarius Smith, who's been bothered by a bad back, will rotate in, we're told. And the secondary with Jair Alexander, one of the best corners in the game, and Kevin King across from him. Hill gets it, tries to smash forward, and he does for a 1st down. Taysom Hill for 2.
Well, a lot of respect for Taysom Hill, competing, as you said, for the starting quarterback position, and then to come in and do the things like that. And he's a guy, Joe, who I don't know if his future will ever be a quarterback, but if he wants to continue in the role that he's in and be an H-back type guy, tight end, a move guy, and all that we've seen from him, he can play in this league for a long time.
Actually started and signed with Green Bay. Looked good in the preseason. They cut him loose. Picked up by the Saints, and Sean Payton went to work with him. Kamara on 1st down. Gets knocked down by Amos after a gain of 3.
You know, we talked about Jameis Winston and what it was like last year, and even, you know, the rapport that he's been able to establish with Sean Payton. And when you have that as a quarterback with your play caller, it is a great feeling, and you know kind of what the call is going to be before it even comes in, because you two are so much on the same page, and he knows exactly what his reads are. You're seeing a decisive quarterback right now in the pocket.
Kamara able to carry for a 1st down. And Taysom Hill threw a good block to help Alvin Kamara pick up 8.
He sure did. Good block by the tight end, and then Taysom Hill, he kind of leads the way.
We welcome in the audience that was watching what turned into a thrilling game between Cincinnati and the Vikings. Cincinnati winning in overtime. Second possession for the Saints, and your look at Jameis Winston, a quarterback from New Orleans. He has Harris. Deontay Harris to the 37 of the Packers for 17.
Watch Deontay Harris. This is an outstanding route. I mean, he just completely turns around Kevin King, and Deontay Harris. A lot of people think he's somewhat of a novelty because he's a return man and he can flat out fly, but he's not just a speed guy. He showed that last year. Weren't really able to take advantage of some of the things that he can do getting down the field because of the limitations that Breeze had with his arm strength. But with Jameis Winston, he can get it down the field, and he showed right there his ability to set up a defender. Really good stuff.
Play action from Winston. Great protection. And throws it away. Over the head of Kamara, no grounding.
I got to tell you on that one, Joe, that as much time as he had, and for him not to find anything and then throw it away that he did, I mean, I'd have to think that Sean Payton's pretty happy about that, because there was a time when he would try to force this ball in somewhere, and so really good stuff here by Jameis Winston. How about the offensive line, though? We talk about the uncertainty of the Green Bay Packers offensive front. This offensive line for the Saints, even though they've lost their starting center, what a group they are, and they have been for a while.
Ruiz still at center. Handoff is to Jones, and over the left side, he takes it just to the 35, a gain of 2.
You know, on the defensive side of the ball for the Green Bay Packers, the biggest change from a year ago is at defensive coordinator. Joe Barry comes in and takes over for Mike Pettin, who had been the defensive coordinator for the previous 3 years. He was a holdover from the Mike McCarthy staff, and Matt LaFleur kept him. But now he's got his guy. He and Joe Barry were on the same staff with the LA Rams in 2017. And I know LaFleur, what he wants to see more than anything is a defense flying around to the football.
He's got Zadarius Smith out on the field right now. Winston to his right. Gonna run and get it to the 25. 6'4", 231 pounds, and the 27-year-old gets his 3rd first down on the ground of the game.
Big runs already here in the early going, and he goes and gets it. And I mean, he knew exactly what he needed to do. He knew how important this 3rd down was to pick it up and keep the drive alive with a chance for a touchdown, and lowers his shoulder and does it. Tell you, came in talking about the pressure that maybe Jameis Winston was feeling, and he has settled in here nicely here in this first quarter. He's done a lot of good things.
10th play of this drive, and handoff to Jones Jr. It was on the practice squad last year and won a spot during the preseason with what he did. And then the Saints had to cut Latavius Murray for salary cap issues as they tried to add to their secondary, and did. The signing of Desmond Trufant and the trade for Bradley Roby.
Watched Tony Jones in the preseason, and I thought he definitely earned the spot. He did some good things and also saved them a little money, which was important based on where they were with the salary cap.
Here's Kamara. 3rd and 2 coming. Let's check in for the first time for the game break. Here's Carissa.
Thank you so much, Joe. Some of your audience saw the ending to this game. 5 seconds left. Rookie Evan McPherson's 38-yard field goal is good. Bengals get the win in Joe Burrow's return from injury in overtime. Joe?
Big win for Zach Taylor as they start 2021 with an overtime win over the Vikings. 3rd down and 2 here, under a minute to go in a fast-paced first quarter. Good protection again. Pass is caught, and we'll see what they give him. Looked like he got it. What a catch by Kamara on not a good throw, and it might be enough for a first down.
Yeah, this is what gets Winston in trouble some. That's an outstanding job of Kamara, just being able to make the catch. It is enough for a first down. It should have been a lot easier than what it was. And Winston, when he's gotten in trouble, besides when he has forced throws, it's been accuracy, and he usually does miss high when he misses. But what a play by Kamara to keep this drive going with a new set of downs.
Last play of the quarter. Handoff to Jones, right side. Got about 8.5. What a start for the Saints. Already leading by 3 and knocking on the door. Second quarter coming up after this from your local Fox station. Well, this is some scene in Jacksonville, Florida. These two fan bases have traveled here. You think fans didn't want to be back in stadiums? These Packer fans are amazing. Aaron's report, 40,000 coming down here. Taysom Hill in at quarterback as Winston checks out. Hill keeps, throws, first down, first and goal as Tony Jones Jr. is knocked out by Alexander.
You think of the break that the Packers have had now each of the last 2 years. Last year when they upset the Saints in the Superdome, there was no crowd then, and then this year to open up this season, they come here to Jacksonville, and this is more of a home game for them than it is the New Orleans Saints.
It's because of their fans. They do have to deal with the heat, though.
They definitely do, and it is going to be a factor, and probably already is for this defense. They've been on the field a lot already.
6 first downs on this drive. Little push pass to Kamara. He is in for the touchdown.
They run this to the short side of the field. Look at all the pursuit that the Packers have, all the bodies that are over there to that one side, and yet he's able to get it across the goal line for the touchdown. A great effort here by just putting his foot in the ground and getting up the field and punching it in.
This to make it 10-0 by Rosas. For now, it's ruled a touchdown run by Kamara. Winston pushed it to him. The great number 41 did his thing after that. Aaron Rodgers has seen the Saints go up 10. Busy offseason for Aaron Rodgers. He and Bryson DeChambeau defeated Tom Brady and Phil Mickelson in the match out in Montana. Largely regarded as a sensation as a guest host on Jeopardy, and he reported to the Packers training camp July 27th. I'd like to refer to him as the second best guest host on Jeopardy, but
absolutely. I mean, I was going to say, sounds like your audition. You were nothing short of sensational yourself.
We actually talked about that in our little production meeting. He was great. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you have it.
I'll take who's got better hair for 500.
Was that not stressful?
Oh my God!
I mean, for a guy who lives in front of the mic and on camera,
for a guy who didn't graduate college and is generally regarded as dumb, yeah. I'm talking about myself, not the other guy. Yeah, it was a blast though. So fun, and we're so proud of Aaron to walk out on the stage and have the presence to host that thing after not doing that. That is not easy.
No doubt.
He was great. He hands off, and it's A.J. Dillon who's able to inch it across the 30, a nice gain of 6.
You know, coming into this game and visiting with Sean Payton, he said, you know, there was a time when we were okay if a game turned into a shootout, but not this game. And, you know, but yet here they are. They've got a 10-point lead and have dominated the line of scrimmage. The offensive front's done a heck of a job both running the football and protecting Jameis Winston. And I still don't think he wants to get into that shootout, but right now, this offense for the Packers needs to get something going and try to give that defense of theirs a little bit of a break. They've been on the field a lot here in the first quarter.
Second down and 4. They're riding Dillon here for a first down. A.J. didn't get a ton of work last year as a rookie. Second-round pick out of Boston College. Was phenomenal at the collegiate level. Last year, had a big game week 16 against the Titans, 21 carries, 124 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But it's predominantly the lead back, Aaron Jones, that takes control, and Jamal Williams, who was there, and the backup is now in Detroit. So A.J. Dillon slides up one rung on the ladder. Packers needed that first down. Here's Rodgers. And down goes Rodgers. sacked by Davenport.
Well, they're feeling that they're going to influence Davenport up at the top based on the action in the backfield. And instead, he comes up and he rushes Rodgers. And once again, there's just nowhere for Rodgers to go with the football. This secondary has just been plastered onto these receivers. Man coverage once again. And Rodgers takes the sack.
That time it was Zach Bond, linebacker, who was all over Tunyon. And Rodgers takes the sack. Here's Adams. He has to reach for that. And Demario Davis says, have a seat. A gain of 7. 3rd and long coming up.
You know, the only time that Marshawn Lattimore and Davante Adams have faced each other was Lattimore's rookie year. And in that game, Adams did not have a reception against him. He only had 2 receptions total for 12 yards. Last year in the game, Adams did not play. Now that time they're putting Adams in the slot some. Lattimore does not go with him in the slot. But in that game where he did not have a catch, Aaron Rodgers was not the quarterback. Brett Hundley started that game. And I know, knowing Davante Adams, he wants to get after him in this one.
3rd down, pass is incomplete as Valdez-Scantling fell down. And Paulson Adebo, the rookie, was out there, not alone, and it's 4th down.
Not alone, but kind of alone. So they've run a 4 cross. They got man on the outside, and he just slips, as you said. But really good coverage, tight coverage by Adebo. And then he's able to stay on top of it and transitions pretty well at the top as well. So it's a pretty good showing by the young player.
Bojorquez, 2nd punt. Why'd they get him? Hang time. And he led the NFL in gross punting average. This punt takes a Bojorquez bounce. And we'll go for 47 yards. Frustrating start for Aaron Rodgers and the Packers as they trail by 10. This possession starts at the 20 for the Saints, who have put up points on each of their first 2. Number 2 dumps it off on a screen. Pass is caught by the tight end Adam Troutman for 8. Let's just go back. Jameis Winston is tired of hearing about the interceptions. 2019, the first 30-30 guy in the NFL. Half of that is good, but not re-signed by the Bucs after 5 years. Backed up Drew Brees last year, had that 56-yard touchdown pass in the divisional round against the Bucs, and named the starting quarterback on the 31st of August, and off to a good start. Handoff for a 1st down. Tony Jones Jr. Let's say hello to Kurt Menefee with a game break.
Well, hello, Joe Buck. Say hello to the first Giants touchdown of the new year. Daniel Jones hooking up with Sterling Shepard, now wearing number 3. He scores from 37 yards out, and that gives the Giants the lead over the Broncos 7-3 midway through the 2nd quarter. Back to you guys.
We'll see the Giants and the Washington football team on Thursday on NFL Network. Jones again, right side. Let's see where they like him. Gets 9. Amos has to make the stop, but you've already said it up front. The Saints are winning this battle.
They're dominating them right now, Joe, on the offensive front. I mean, they're just moving the line of scrimmage. Andrus Peat, the left guard. You got Ruiz, the center. But watch the good job that these 3 right there do, and the movement that they get. It's just pushing the pile, and all kinds of holes inside right there. Right now, Sean Payton, he's got everything he wants on that call sheet is available to him.
Handoff for a 1st down to Jones, averaging 6 yards a carry prior to that. Got 4. The word on Eric McCoy is a lower leg injury. His return is questionable, but right now with Throckmorton at guard and Ruiz at center, the Saints are rolling.
Yeah, there's Sean Payton, one of the best offensive minds this game's ever known, and what a challenge he has in front of him this year. And I think, he didn't say it, but how could you not, if you're a competitor, not be excited about coming into this season and just proving with a different quarterback what you're able to do? A lot of chemistry between he and Drew Brees, and what a friendship, and won a lot of football games, but this is a little different challenge for Sean Payton.
Here's Kamara, what a burst. He wins that race to the sideline and gets a first down as he picks up 11.
Well, if you're going to run the ball, you got to have a tight end who can do his job and block the edge. And Adam Troutman, number 82, he comes off and does a good job on Zadarius Smith, which allows Alvin Kamara then to get to the edge easily. This is an absolute clinic here in this first half by this offensive line.
I think Sean Payton liked it even when Brees was nicked up the last couple of years, when they had Bridgewater and Taysom Hill. They went a combined 8-2 when they stepped in for the injured Brees. Kamara right side. This time the Packers defense up front makes a stop, a gain of 1. There's Joe Barry, first-year coordinator on the defensive side for the Packers.
Well, I talked about it. I had to get him off the field, and he was a defensive coordinator in Washington for a couple years, 2015 and 16. And I mentioned what Matt LaFleur wants to see. He talked about it even when Mike Pettin was his coordinator. Wants to see a defense playing with a lot of energy and flying around the football. Now, this heat is taking a toll, but we have not seen that at all yet in this game.
That'll be a false start or a delay of game. Could be either. That was just not a good start.
Number 76, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Either way, and remember, it's Ruiz at center, and that might be on him at the end of the day.
Yeah, and now on that 2nd and long, the Packers were going to play coverage and rush 4. Now they've got him backed up. They've not shown that they can really get after Jameis Winston with the protection that he's had. Do they dial something up and change up the look and try to come after him a little bit and make him uncomfortable? Because for a guy who hasn't played in so long, they've made this pretty easy for him.
Delayed handoff. Kamara just wrestled to the ground. Up front, Chris Barnes in to make the stop, but he had help from Kenny Clark, who anchors the middle of that defensive line.
That's a good job up front, and Sean Payton thinking on 2nd and long they could sneak one on the ground and make it a manageable 3rd down. The Packers sniffed that out. A chance now to try to come up with a stop and get off the field and not surrender any more points.
This crowd is sensational for the Packers. 3rd and 13. Kamara. Well short. Devondre Campbell, first year with the Packers, in to make the stop, and now we'll see what Sean Payton wants to do. Kind of in that in-between area with the ball sitting just outside the 40. It's 4th down.
Yeah, they're staying out there.
And they're going to go.
Yeah, that was part of that decision, then running it there on 3rd down.
It would be a 59-yard field goal try from here for Rosas. That would be 2 yards longer than his career long.
Well, that's what, if they don't pick up the first down but yet get a few yards, do they try to? There's a timeout by the Packers.
Well, the Packer fans who are here trying to make noise and bother Winston and the Saints on offense. 4th down when we come back.
Now you wonder if maybe they're going to try to draw the Packers off sides. An interesting decision here going for it on 4th down, the way that they have dominated this first half. If you don't make it, to give the ball and to give life back to the Packers, change momentum.
They're going to go. Winston drops it off. That's Juwan Johnson, and he's got it. Tight end screen. Down to the 29-yard line, 12 yards on 4th down.
That's pretty good, and Matt LaFleur can't believe what he's watching. I mean, they come out, they throw it to Juwan Johnson, who got moved to tight end this offseason, and he leaks out after showing that he's going to stay in protection, and they pick that up easily.
I mean, Ramczyk was out there blocking. Throckmorton was looking for somebody to block.
Yeah, this you always wonder. You always wonder how teams are going to come out and play week one. And this Packers defense has looked pretty lethargic.
From the 29, Kamara looks anything but lethargic. And by the way, the last time the Saints had the ball, they had that 15-play touchdown drive, and they've changed the official ruling. It's now a touchdown pass to Kamara, so that's on the record of Jameis Winston in his return as a starter here in the NFL. Every statistic telling a grim tale for the Packers. Here's Kamara. Out of bounds inside the 10. He's a star in the face of this franchise now. 14 yards and a first down.
You see, it's just textbook. I mean, who was that right here that comes in and just decleats the defender right at the line of scrimmage? I mean, that was impressive. That was Chris Hogan, who came in, new acquisition this year. He comes in and crack blocks and took the guy right off his feet.
Saints are over 200 yards against this Packer defense. First and goal. Winston. Pass is caught out on the edge by Ty Montgomery, who's no longer trying the running back thing, back on the outside, and Sullivan makes the play after a gain of 5.
Watch Chris Hogan here in the slot and what he does. Bam! It just totally cleans it up, and the running lanes that we've seen for Alvin Kamara and Tony Jones, and I got to believe right now, Jameis Winston, you come out, you got the running game going, the quick passing game. The only thing we haven't seen is a real big shot.
Second and goal. Kamara trying to pick his way to the end zone. Takes it down just inside the 3.
Look at these guys. Just all kind of walking around, and they're just totally spent. The number of plays that you're talking about, the Packers have run 12 plays, and the Saints have run 36 here in this first half.
And we are somehow already at the 2-minute warning. I did a 3-hour and 58-minute baseball game last night.
How'd that go?
It was a great game. But we're going to beat that pace today. 2 minutes left. Hot, humid day in Jacksonville, Florida. Ball control, everything just dominated by New Orleans. And Jameis Winston having a strong debut as he checks out, and with the ball sitting on 3rd and goal from the 2, it's Taysom Hill.
This is usually when Taysom takes it and tucks it and gets in behind that line.
Looking for blocks and does not get it. Rashawn Gary stepped in and made the play. And the Packers get a much-needed stop, and we'll see on 4th down now what Sean Payton wants to do.
Well, they're getting ready to send Jameis Winston back out. Rashawn Gary, what a great job he does, fighting through Andrus Peat, being able to make a play. That's a big-time stop, but only if they're able to continue and make a play here on 4th down. So once again, Sean Payton rolling the dice and going for it when he could put points on the board.
Second 4th down try here on this possession, 4th and goal.
It looked like the defense moved first.
Neutral zone infraction. Number 94 defense. Half the distance to the goal. 4th down.
So they get Dean Lowry, and then Ramczyk was smart enough to then make his move to have the call go against Lowry and move the ball inside the 2. Extra offensive lineman James Hurst comes in for the Saints. Hot day, and Sean Payton wants to keep this defense of the Packers on their heels. Winston keeps, throws, and caught for the touchdown, Johnson. A couple of 4th down conversions on tosses to Juwan Johnson, this time for the touchdown.
Well, they go 3 tight ends, one lined up at fullback, and with pressure, Juwan Johnson, the newest tight end, who I said was a wide receiver a year ago, he goes up and makes the grab.
He's big, 6'4", 231. And Winston hung in there. Found big number 83 in the back of the end zone. What a half for New Orleans, up 17-zip. That's a look at the renamed Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, where today's game was supposed to be played, and we welcome you back to TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville, Florida. Hurricane Ida forcing the Saints to go on the road for the better part of a month, and this game to happen in Jacksonville. And what a start for the Saints. Up 17-0. That guy's got to get to work. Here's Kurt. What's coming up at the half?
Coming up on the Verizon halftime, we've got Joe Burrow's comeback, Jared Goff's Detroit debut, and Jimmy Johnson.
How about this halftime show?
My guy.
Your guy, the Hall of Famer, Jimmy Johnson. All right, see what Aaron Rodgers and this offense can do. So far, Dennis Allen in this defense pitching a shutout. Rodgers with protection, throws and completes to Lazard. Nice catch.
Really nice catch, and one that they desperately needed. This is just the 3rd possession for the Packers here in this first half.
Only one timeout left for Green Bay. Good protection again, and they go for Lazard, who is covered by the rookie Adebo. Incomplete.
Go back and take a look at that touchdown, and the job that Alvin Kamara does blocking, taking Dean Lowry low. There's a new rule. You can't block low, but it has to be outside the tight end box. Within the tight end box, you can. And he takes him on, and it buys Winston just enough time. And on 2 4th down plays, Juwan Johnson is the guy who hauls it in and picks it up, and that time for the touchdown.
His first touchdown catch in the NFL. Second and 10. Rodgers backpedaling as he completes to Valdez-Scantling, who is wrapped up immediately by Lattimore.
Pretty good scheme right there by Dennis Allen in this defense. They show that they're going to bring pressure. They pull out of it, and then they've got a rolled corner. Didn't think he was going to get that. It comes off and then makes a play. Lattimore does.
Rodgers trying to get the Saints on their heels. This one for Lazard. Flag on the play. Pass incomplete. But a flag in the secondary as Adebo is out there in coverage again.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Number 22 defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson guilty of that for the first down.
Yeah, that was a good call, too. It's right there in the slot. You can't quite make it out, but here's a better look at it. Number 22, Gardner-Johnson, and the grab to the face, and he was the most penalized player on this Saints team a year ago. He's very physical, and this time they get him, and they give him a new set of downs for the Packers.
But only 16 seconds remain. And one timeout. Rodgers, Adams, he's got it! And they're going to have to use the timeout now as he's brought down in bounds, but what a play for 31. This combination, Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams, what a catch. He went down in bounds, 2 seconds left, and a field goal try when we come back, we think. Well, going to break, you saw Aaron Rodgers pleading with Carl Sheffers, saying there should be 8 seconds left. They settled on 7. So they put 5 seconds back on the clock, and instead of a last 2-second field goal try, they get one more crack at an offensive play. No timeouts left.
There's nobody. No, now they're getting out there, but Saints a little bit out of position initially.
Large timeout.
Saints take timeout.
This is a heck of a route right here by Davante Adams, and they've got a safety over the top to P.J. Williams, but he totally turns him around and then beat the man. It's what they call two-man coverage. But Davante Adams beats Lattimore off the ball. Now he's one-on-one on the safety and turns P.J. Williams totally around, and he's got to make a play on the ball. But that's why he's so dangerous. I mean, they had the coverage. It's the coverage you would want to try to stop a guy like Davante Adams in that situation, but yet he defeats both defenders and makes a heck of a play on the ball, which we've seen a lot of over the years.
A 31-yard completion. Had only 39 yards prior to that. Packers are inside and running an offensive play inside Saints territory for the first time this half. And it's from the 21 with no timeouts. Sideline incomplete. They can't mess around with it anymore as they'll bring Mason Crosby on to get some points. Tried to before the half.
Yeah, well, the Saints did it right. I mean, they played really soft, and we're going to keep everything up in front and try to come up and make a play, not give up anything deep. We know what happened to the Packers last year in that championship game to Tampa Bay with 6 seconds left in the half, and they thought they might be able to pick something up to make this a little bit of an easier attempt for Crosby.
As it is, 39-yard try. And he is Mr. Reliable. 31 straight made by Mason Crosby from inside 50, including the postseason. Packers get the ball to start the second half, and they get points before halftime. Down 17-3. Let's send it to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles. The Verizon halftime starts now. That was today's Game Flow, brought to you by Progressive, as we welcome you back to Jacksonville, Florida, week 1 of the NFL season. And now welcome back inside the broadcast booth. I'm Joe Buck, the Hall of Famer Troy Aikman, and Green Bay starts the second half with the football, and they've got to not just get points, but they've got to get something sustained to take the pressure off their own defense.
Yeah, well, they finally got something going there on that last possession, but they just ran out of time with it being the end of the first half. The game in the first half went the way that the Saints would want, in that they controlled the line of scrimmage. They were able to shorten the game, and then they scored when they had the football. We'll see what the Packers are able to do offensively, but more importantly, what do the Packers do defensively in being able to make some stops and get off the field without giving up points as well as so much time of possession.
Well, and that leads to this. Look at this statistic. The Saints back-to-back 15-play touchdown drives for the first time in this league since your last year playing. 2000 done by the Vikings and Dante Culpepper at quarterback. Out to the 25 it will come, and down to Aaron Andrews we go.
Joe, I asked Matt LaFleur how would he describe his defense in that first half, and he said non-existent. I asked him, because they were out there on the field for over 21 minutes, his concern about how they're going to deal with this heat in the second half, and he said that's where we need our offense here to get a couple drives going and give them some relief. He said it's a 2-possession game at this point. I haven't really gotten even into my game plan yet, and I'm not going to panic. Joe?
Yeah, it's 17-3. Game's right there. If they can get something going offensively and figure out a way to stop the Saints. Pass is broken up. Adams looking for a flag, and he gets it late on the rookie Adebo. Boy, that came in late.
Getting safety help, as you see. He's got Marcus Williams playing to his side, and so Adebo's able to play physical. It was
Pass
close,
interference.
but
Number 29.
might have turned him a little
defense. Automatic. First down.
Well, maybe not that late as the back judge threw it after the play concluded, and that's Adebo. They are playing Adebo because they're injured on the outside with Ken Crawley on IR with a bad hamstring. Roby not available. Trufant just signed. But this kid looks like he can play, and Dennis Allen really likes him.
Yes, he does like him, and he's giving him some help. Right now, you got Desmond Trufant, who is the other corner. So I don't see Lattimore right now on the field.
Here's Jones right side trying to get to the edge and really couldn't get there as Desmond Trufant made that stop. And an injury out near the 31. It's tight end Josiah DeGuara. So they'll check on him. 2nd down and 7 for the Packers when we come back. Well, they continue to check on Josiah DeGuara, who was a 3rd-round pick from Cincinnati last year. And he's number 81, who lined up at fullback to start that play, got kind of hit in the back, maybe in the head area, and they're still looking at him. And we will get an update on him as soon as we can. Scary moment here in Jacksonville. 2nd down and 7 for the Packers, trailing by 14 when we come back. Well, here's great news on a Sunday as DeGuara is able to get up, walk off with a little bit of assistance, but into the medical tent he goes before a 2nd down and 7 play for the Packers and their opening possession here in the 2nd half. Pass is behind but caught. Valdez-Scantling spinning to make the grab. And a gain of 10 and a 1st down.
A lot of confusion right there by the Saints defensively. They spread them out and went empty set, and the Saints were having a hard time figuring out who was on who. They turned him completely loose and make it the easy completion. But right now, coming into this game, cornerback was a concern. Once you got beyond Marshawn Lattimore, now with him out of the lineup, you've got the rookie, Paulson Adebo, and then Desmond Trufant, who was just signed 5 days ago.
Still waiting on information with regard to what's wrong with Marshawn Lattimore. We'll pass that along as soon as we get it. Rodgers, beautiful thing. Pass caught by Lewis, and the longtime Jaguar, who starred in this stadium, makes the catch and takes it inside the 40 for 20.
Tell you what, they just totally bought the play fake in the backfield. Everybody defensively. Lewis comes out the other side. There's just nobody even around him. You can see right there, he's completely turned him loose as the whole defense flows the other way. Mercedes Lewis, who Matt LaFleur has told us on a number of occasions, best blocking tight end he's ever seen, and was voted a captain this year for the first time in his 16th season.
There are the numbers on play action for Rodgers last season. Best in the game, showed off his sleight of hand right there. On 1st down, Rodgers to the end zone. Valdez-Scantling is overthrown. Kylan Hill, a rookie, 7th-round pick from Mississippi State, was in on that last play, and now he'll check out.
Well, the Packers finally got kind of what they wanted. They got man-to-man everywhere without any safety help, and the Saints have been able to give help over there to Adebo. They've been giving help, a little bit of help to Trufant since he came in here on this drive, and so you get that, and the Saints defensively are caught in a little bit of a quandary. Are they going to give help to their corners, and will the Packers then be able to run the football? Playing coverage right now.
Rodgers able to get it just with that toss to Jones. Under heavy pressure by Albert Huggins, who just came off the practice squad for the Saints. What a heads-up play for 7.
Yeah, really set up nicely offensively. Got blockers out in front. It's a big 3rd down right now.
Third down and 3. 0 for 3 are the Packers so far on 3rd down. Rodgers, Valdez-Scantling overthrown. Lazard in the area as well. It's 4th down. And it looks like the Packers will go for it.
Well, I'm not surprised, but you called it, Joe. The spacing on these routes, there's nowhere for Rodgers then to try to dump the ball. Otherwise he would lay it and allow Valdez-Scantling to work back through the ball down the sideline. But with Lazard right there in front of him, just completely clouded that whole look up, had no chance.
Rodgers throws, and Tunyon is interfered with by Jenkins. And that'll be a 1st down by penalty at the 20.
Pass interference, number 27, defense, automatic. 1st down.
That's a good call. They doubled Devontae Adams. They got 2 on Devontae Adams over here. As DeMario Davis is going to pull out, you see him playing inside, and then Rodgers picks that up. He comes back to Tunyon, and Malcolm Jenkins is all over him. So good call there by the official.
Said the penalty occurred at the 25. 1st and 10 there. Quick throw to Adams. Gets 5+. Doing all he can and squeezed 7 out of that as Zach Vaughn made the tackle eventually. Record-setting year for Devontae Adams last year. Career high 115 catches, 1,300 receiving yards, and led the NFL with 18 touchdowns. They're in the area of the field where 12 looks for 17. Play action. Little center screen there to Tunyon for the 1st down. Let's go back to the penalty on Malcolm Jenkins for the 1st down.
It's right there when he's trying to work around him, and Malcolm Jenkins been doing it a long time.
3-time Pro Bowler, 2-time world champ. Jones to the 10. Zach Vaughn on that stop.
Yeah, they just have not been able to get Aaron Jones going. Here comes Marshawn Lattimore out of the locker room. He was on the injury report. He was questionable. He's actually downgraded coming into this game. Had the knee injury, but there he is.
Looks like he's got a cast on that right hand. They were checking that before halftime. Right hand or wrist. Second down and 7. Rodgers throws and he's picked. Intercepted by Paulson Adebo. And it's a red zone pick for Rodgers, and the Saints take over up 14. Pressure on Rodgers. And with Saints on him, throws the pick to the rookie, Paulson Adebo. Saints take over up 14. Well, what a day for the rookie Paulson Adebo. He gets the interception. Rodgers did not turn the ball over inside the red zone all last year, and he was under big-time pressure.
Yes, he sure was. Only 5 interceptions all of last season. So for Paulson Adebo, I'm not sure he fully understands just how good that was for him to be able to come away with one from Aaron Rodgers on his first game as an NFL pro.
And then return it 33 yards. Here's Winston. Pass is caught by Troutman, and a nice tackle immediately by Barnes.
Go back and take a look at that interception. Cam Jordan right here, he lines up over the guard, the rookie Royce Newman. He beats him right off the line of scrimmage. He's the one who puts the pressure on Rodgers. Had a chance to at least get the ball. Here's a hold right here. But the ball behind then Devontae Adams because of the pressure, and Adebo is able to make the play. But that's what doesn't show up in the stat sheet, the pressure by Cam Jordan.
Here's Kamara. On second down, a yard shy of a first down. Now on that same play, when Rodgers goes down, he grabs at the back of his left leg, actually the right leg, but seemed to be no worse for the wear after when he got to the sideline. What would you have bet that the first red zone interception thrown in this game would have come from Aaron Rodgers and not Jameis Winston?
Right.
Winston back to work on 3rd and 1. And gets it. For more on Aaron Rodgers, here's Aaron Andrews.
And Joe, the Packers training staff and the doctors all just perked right up when they saw Aaron Rodgers on the ground kind of stretching. They kind of ran over to him, but he's waved everyone off. No one gave him attention over on the bench. Matt LaFleur was really the only one that went over to talk to him. So no medical attention for Rodgers so far.
Yeah, I think more frustration than anything. And for Jameis Winston now, he's run the ball 4 times. All have picked up first downs. First and 15, that was Troutman.
False start, number 82, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, we talked about it, Joe. I mean, this has gone so well for Jameis Winston and what he would have been hoping for, to be able to get the defense playing the way that they're playing, not having to play from a deficit, faced off against this Packers offense, number 1 offense last year in the NFL, and to be able to be, very patient in the pocket. They haven't required a lot of him. He's been very efficient when he has thrown the football, but a lot of good things that he's done, good decisions, but the play around him's been excellent.
Good protection again. Pass is caught. That's Troutman. And he's able to get it to midfield for 4. Here's today's Domino's stat tracker. Offensively, they're leaders. They're the numbers for Winston. 2 touchdowns, no picks. Kamara all over the place, and a couple of catches and a touchdown. First in the young NFL career for converted tight end Juwan Johnson. Second down. Underneath, Kamara underthrown.
That's another throw, him just coming underneath and not trying to force anything. I know Sean Payton likes to talk about that there's a formula every week in how you win a football game, and it's not always the same formula. And so you have these expectations or anticipating how things are going to play out going into a game. But the way that this has unfolded, the way the defense has played, the way that they've been able to run the football, that the formula right now for the Saints is for Jameis Winston to be patient with the football, don't force anything, and he's done a good job of executing that. Now this is a big 3rd down and not doing that here.
Preston Smith coming off the edge, picked up, and that pass dropped by Troutman. He was short of first down yardage anyway. Eric Stokes, the rookie first-round pick from Georgia, in coverage, and a big-time stop on 3rd down for Green Bay.
Boy, they needed that, didn't they? After the Packers offensively had the turnover, and to be able to make a stop, not go down by any more points, and get the ball right back to their offense. Like you said, Joe, even if he's able to make this catch, he was short of the 1st down. So good job keeping it in front of him and making a play.
Blake Gillikin, the new guy. Thomas Morstead was there forever. And Gillikin, what a job. Down inside the 10. They're going to mark him at the 5 by Ty Montgomery, former Packer, on America's Game of the Week. From the 5-yard line, that's where the drive will start for the Packers, down 14. The NFL family has come together to support Hurricane Ida recovery efforts in Louisiana following today's game here in Jacksonville. The NFL will be auctioning off a limited number of game-worn jerseys and other unique items. Visit NFL.com/auction to bid and support the Gulf Coast Renewal Fund. Back to work, back to the grind. Aaron Rodgers from the 5. Throws from the end zone, and somehow, though they're calling it incomplete, looked like for a moment he completed that ball to Valdez-Scantling, but pressure by Passanio.
You see that with a 3-man rush, and they're able to still get pressure, and that's the key. They've kind of given up on the running game. They really have not run the ball. 6 runs, 21 passes, and can this offensive line hold up if that's what they're going to continue to do? I don't think that they can. You know, the guy who we thought we'd see a little bit more, as we knew he'd be limited somewhat, is Randall Cobb, but he has yet to be targeted in this game. He does a good job on that last play, shaking coverage, but Rodgers just ran out of time.
Flag on the play as Aaron Jones is out of bounds. Forced out by Davis. They had guys moving all over the place, and maybe an illegal shift.
Illegal shift, offense. All 11 players did not get set prior to the snap. Half the distance to the goal, 2nd down.
So that moves the ball back to the 2.5. A.J. Dillon is out there in the huddle with Rodgers.
Well, Rodgers knew coming in that, without having played any live action with this offensive front, it was a bit of an unknown as to how it was going to hold up. Right here, I mean, Rodgers has got to know he can't anticipate having time to sit back there and hold the football. He's got to get it out, and this defense should know that as well. Ball's going to come out probably pretty quick. They'll run the ball.
That's Dillon. He gets 4. Let's check in with Tom Rinaldi.
Well, Joe, Pro Bowl cornerback Marshawn Lattimore delayed coming out of the field here for the 2nd half. You take a look, we knew about the knee, that's why he was downgraded to questionable, but the right wrist, the significant wrap on there extending up toward the thumb area. Take a look at that and how it unfolds here through the rest of the 2nd half, guys.
Well, that's significant when you're talking about a corner not being able to fully use his hands on a receiver.
Third down for Green Bay, aired out down the middle. Pass is picked, intercepted by Marcus Williams. 2nd interception by Rodgers, and Williams still moving down inside the 20 and out of bounds near the 15, maybe the 10. Almost a desperation heave, and the interception and a 50-yard return by Williams.
Yeah, but when you watch Marcus Williams, he's doubling Davante Adams. Rodgers checks him. He knows he's got a double on Davante Adams. He's trying to hold Williams over to that side, thinking he can then come back to Valdez-Scantling for a shot, a home run shot over the top. And then yet here comes Williams working back the opposite way and makes a play, showing the range that he has. That was terrific.
And the ball sits at the 12. Winston back to work. Kamara. The 2 turnovers in this game by the Green Bay Packers. They had only 11 giveaways all last year.
Watch Marcus Williams here. He's clearly over there to help double Devontae Adams. And then he's able to sink back. Once Rodgers gets off Adams, he's able to work all the way back to the other side of the field and then make a play on the ball. It's really good stuff. I know Rodgers is sitting there thinking, how did he get back into that play? And just showing tremendous range as a free safety there on that coverage.
There's Kamara. Mark him just inside the 10. Preston Smith with the tackle. So there's a lot going on with this Green Bay offense. You've got the rookies up front on the offensive line. You've got Elton Jenkins starting at left tackle, Pro Bowl guard a year ago. And not a lot of work in game action during the preseason, and they just look off.
I think right here we're going to see what kind of confidence Sean Payton has in Jameis Winston. You know, does he turn it loose here and let him try to pick this up or get it into the end zone?
He's turned loose and touchdown, Hogan.
We've seen Jameis Winston now run the ball several times in this game and pick up first downs, and the patience that he shows in the pocket, it's him, the threat of running the ball, that kind of gives the lane then for Hogan. You're going to see from the cable cam shot here, as Winston works back up into the pocket, the threat of him running pulls up defenders enough that allows him to throw it in behind it.
And for Hogan, his first touchdown since 2018. He caught that one from Tom Brady. He catches this one from Jameis Winston, who was having a fantastic day in Florida.
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there.
Again, a look at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, where today's game was supposed to be played. Instead, we welcome you back to TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville, Florida. On America's Game of the Week, it's a dominant effort by the New Orleans Saints as they lead by 21 with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Kylan Hill drops it, picks it up, and the rookie can't get to the 15. Not much going right for Green Bay, and the special teams really struggled a year ago. New coordinator in Maurice Drayton. Not good there. We'll be right back after this from Progressive.
Progressive presents At Home with Baker Mayfield.
Those big ticket items go up front. That's what draws people in.
You really think people are going to buy these?
Of course.
These my shoulder pads?
They could be. Make me an offer. Is that going to be cash or check or...
Well, one of the factors in the decision to play this game by the Saints in Florida has to do with Aaron Rodgers and his numbers in this state. Believe it or not. Here's Jones. Nice little cut. Brought down by Demario Davis.
I don't know if you can say enough about the job that this Saints defense has done here in this game. I don't know that anyone anticipated coming in with, at least on the edges, with the cornerback situation, some of the skill players that the Packers have offensively, that they'd be able to do what they've done.
Rodgers has to go through his progression, and he just has nowhere to go. You can't find an open receiver, and by the time he's surveying, he is out of time.
No, they've been playing a lot of man coverage with safety help deep. So a two-man look, and they've just not been able to really shake anybody throughout this game. Just not many opportunities. And then they've also been able to get a lot of pressure on Rodgers. We've seen three-man pressures where they've been able to get to him as well. So it's been pretty tough sledding. Old number 12 all day.
Third down and 7. Rodgers throws. Adams makes the catch. Won't get the first down. P.J. Williams made the tackle. And that brings up fourth down. And the Packers are basically bound to go for it here.
Yeah, there's not much of a decision for Matt LaFleur. This defense by the Saints, you know, they've just been able to hang back there and come up and make plays too. They've been very sure with their tackling. Just have not given up anything easy.
Dennis Allen, what a job his group has done. 4th and 2. Fake the handoff. Rodgers rolling, throwing, and incomplete. Well played by the Saints and Marshawn Lattimore on Davante Adams. Cam Jordan right there in his face, and there's Lattimore, bad hand, wrist, and all, making a play and adding to the frustration for Rodgers. Just as a reminder, Hurricane Ida made landfall in New Orleans on August 29th as one of the most powerful storms to ever hit the United States. 16 years to the day of Hurricane Katrina hitting in 2005. The region suffered significant flooding and power outages that lasted several days. Still for some, and has affected over 1 million people. That was the season before Sean Payton and Drew Brees got to New Orleans. Here's Troutman with a drop right through his hands. And he'll be thinking about that one. And you think, Troy, about what's going on here with the job that Sean Payton has done. Back in 05, the Saints had to play their home games in San Antonio and Baton Rouge, even one game at Giant Stadium. That triumphant return in 2006. They got to the champ game that year, but now here they are displaced. They're going to be on the road for the better part of a month. And they're the team with all the energy here and outplaying the team on the other sideline.
Yeah, a lot of distractions that they've had to overcome, and to come here to Jacksonville when they were anticipating playing this game in New Orleans. And as you said, following this game, they'll be traveling back to Dallas, where they'll hold shop for another week at least, and practicing there at TCU. And the one thing about it is Sean said, hey, if we're going to move, we're going to do it first class. And the organization has done that. And they brought wives, girlfriends, pets. And in a lot of ways, it's brought everybody closer together. Sean was talking about the interaction that they've been able to have with families, and people have gotten to know extended families. And he was very positive about it, saying, you know, obviously they'd much rather be in New Orleans, especially playing this game, but the experience has been good.
Here's one to the end zone, and picked, I believe. Off the hand of Juwan Johnson, and Darnell Savage returns it. And that keeps the Packers in the game for the moment. A flag at the end of the play.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Number 55 defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
So they get Zadarius Smith for this, which eliminates the interception.
I'm trying to figure out where the penalty is. To me, that looks like the way that the league draws it up. It's a really great job by Zadarius Smith. He comes in, it's not helmet to helmet, shoulder. Mike, what do you think?
No, Troy, I agree with you. Look, is it late? No. And then again, is it head or neck area? No. It's a very tough hit, but to me, without any head or neck contact, that's not really a foul.
Boy, that is a big call that goes against the Green Bay Packers for that hit. I thought the flag came out at the end of the play. It came out during the play for that hit, and it eliminates the interception. And on top of that, the Saints get first and goal from the 10 as Kamara takes it down to the 8. Well, I'll just throw my agreement in with the two of you. That's how they won it.
Well, it's really frustrating, and I know that, you know, it did look pretty vicious in real time, but I just think that these game-changing plays like this, they have to be reviewable. Everybody watching this game knows now that after watching that replay that it was not a penalty, and Zadarius Smith pleading his case, they should be able to go back and overturn that.
It's a 24-3 game as the third quarter comes to a close. Fox NFL Sunday returns after a word from your local Fox station. It is kickoff weekend of the 2021 season and America's Game of the Week here in Jacksonville. For this day, the home of the Saints, who lead by 21, and they have second and goal. We'll go back to that play in just a moment. The non-interception. Here's Winston, wide open, touchdown. Johnson, his second. Absolute blown coverage, and Juwan Johnson has 2.
Well, these two, because of the rub, they run into each other, and Juwan Johnson is just left wide open. And how about these touchdown catches that he's making in this game? I mean, this shouldn't have been nearly this hard, but man, he has shown an ability to go up and make a play. Wow.
And his first 2 touchdown catches coming on this opening weekend. And the extra point. And after that touchdown, we'll hear this, a message from State Farm.
Jake from State Farm. You here to jam?
Aaron?
No, just an aspiring singer-songwriter with my bandmates. Here giving out that Rogers rate to regular folks like us.
State Farm has rates that fit anyone's budget.
Is that so? Mahalo, Kiki. In that case, this one goes out to an ex-best friend of mine who took my rate, just gave it away.
For surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Troy, as we look back at Winston, there's so much to talk about here. But here's Jameis when he threw that ball that was intercepted. Then that was taken away because of that hit by Zadarius Smith. At no point is he even looking for a flag. Now that's what you're supposed to do, go play and find out later. But he doesn't get up thinking that was a bad call, that he didn't get a flag. He's thinking he's going to the sideline, and Matt LaFleur pleading his case. Any hope the Packers had of hanging in this game went out the window with that call against Zadarius Smith.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, does that affect the outcome of this game? Likely not, but whatever chance they had is pretty much over. And in theory, the reason we have instant replay is to get the calls right. And it's maddening for me and everyone watching this when we all know it was a wrong call and yet it's not corrected.
It would be inaccurate to say Jameis Winston is lighting it up. He's got 13 completions. He's thrown for 93 yards, but he's thrown 4 touchdowns. He hasn't turned the ball over. He's used his legs for first downs. His quarterback rating is 119. He's played better of the two. Now, there are other circumstances. The offensive line's been great. The running game has been there more for New Orleans. But Jameis Winston's doing everything he needs to do.
And that's the key, right? I mean, that is the key, and that's what he knows he has to be able to do, is understand how the game is unfolding and what then is required of him. Not just Jameis Winston, all quarterbacks have to figure that out. And that's why winning, I think, ultimately is a big stat for a quarterback, because it's not all about numbers. It does come down to understanding if you're playing from a deficit, and is that a 3-point deficit or a 10-point? How's your defense playing? All the factors that go into that determine then how aggressive you are as a quarterback. And this is, you know, you're right. I think anyone who looks at the stats and say, it's pretty modest, 93 yards of passing, but yet when you watch it, you have a much better appreciation for what he's done.
Here's a little toss Dillon going to be short of a first down. Huggins made that play. It's Carissa Thompson with a game break.
Thank you, Joe. Chiefs trailing 22-10 against the Browns. Patrick Mahomes links up with a familiar target, Travis Kelce, for this 11-yard score. Browns would add a field goal. Chiefs would add a field goal, We're looking at a 22-20 game. Joe.
Good one at Arrowhead. Different story here. 31-3 New Orleans. 3rd down and 1. Dillon has to fight for it, and a flag comes in at the end. He didn't get it. Malcolm Jenkins got through, and a flag came in toward the end of that play.
Well, that flag came in pretty late, too, at the end.
Yep. Dillon did not get to the 35. Here's the call.
Personal foul, illegal crackback block, number 13, offense, 15-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Yeah, that's Alan Lazard. There, comes in low. He's coming from outside in motion, and he's got to stay up above the waist in order to make that block. So good call by the officials, seeing it.
And that moves the ball back just shy of the 20. And the Packers do not have a 3rd down conversion in this game.
How about that? That's hard to believe. This is an offense that was 2nd in the NFL last year converting on 3rd down, just under 50%.
Just nowhere to go. And coming underneath, flag comes in at the end again. What a job by this Saints defense. You just can't say enough. They're not giving Aaron Rodgers any room to breathe. It's a hold.
Offense, penalties declined. 3rd down.
It's a hold against the Green Bay Packers, and here's the coverage. There's just nowhere for Rodgers to throw it.
Really disciplined on the Saints' part with it being, long situations. They're playing soft. They're going to give up anything underneath, try to come up then and make a play, and Rodgers understands the situation, so he's trying to hang in there and then get it down the field. And the biggest culprit for Green Bay really is that they just, with the way that this defense has been playing and the way that they've been able to smother these receivers, they just were not able to run the ball and really didn't put much effort in running the football today.
That hold was called against Lucas Patrick for a little grab right at the end of that play, and Bojorquez hits a beauty. Deontay Harris backpedaling. Gets swallowed up near the 34. Saints right back on offense. 13 minutes left in a 28-point game in Jacksonville, Florida. Let's look at some Saints great quarterbacks. Our friend Archie Manning, number 2 overall pick in 71. 2-time Pro Bowler. Bobby Hebert, 8 years with the Saints. Took them to their first ever winning season and playoff appearance. And then Drew Brees. Record after record after record. Super Bowl 44 MVP, 13-time Pro Bowler, eligible for induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame 2026. And he and that great family should make their reservations now. Here's Kamara, still out there in a blowout game on 1st down, gets 7.
I think you have to talk about what the Saints and their personnel department, general manager Mickey Loomis and assistant GM Jeff Ireland, and the job that they've done really putting this team together for 2021. A lot of tough decisions. Here's Mickey Loomis right here and Jeff Ireland, and the job that they've done in working the cap. They were way over the cap, had to make some tough decisions on some really good football players, have more undrafted free agents than any other team in football. And if you can imagine this, Joe, the only drafted wide receiver that played in the game today for the Saints was Ty Montgomery.
And that was by the Packers. Wow, what a note that is. 1st down carry here, Tom.
Also those decisions, Troy, to echo what you're saying, that Loomis and the Brain Trust upstairs has made in real time regarding moving everyone August 29th. Consider what the exodus was like with 14 chartered buses, 2 737 jets, 250 people. And as you said, Troy, moving families along with players, the entire staff over to the Dallas area and Fort Worth for that bonding that's come together that we're seeing manifest here, at least in this first game.
Here's Jones over the left side, gets nothing.
I think the other part of this, Joe, when you look at it from an offensive standpoint and how was Sean Payton going to handle all this, the attention, of course, was on Drew Brees not being here. Jameis Winston debuting as the quarterback for this year. And of their top receivers, their top 6 receivers from last year, the only one that played today, whether because they were released or injured, was Alvin Kamara. I mean, that's a lot of production that has been playing over the years that was not on the field for this 2021 version of the New Orleans Saints offensively. And yet Sean Payton, like he always seems to do, came up with a way to move the football, score points against what we believe is a good football team, but they sure didn't show it today.
Timeout taken by the Saints. Their first of the half before 2nd and 10. Monday, September 20th, the Wild return to the most epic show on television. When the power goes out, chaos sets in. Don't miss the season premiere of 911 The Blackout. Monday, September 20th, right here on Fox. Let's take a look at some of these names for New Orleans and the receptions leaders last year. Kamara, he's here. Emmanuel Sanders is not. Michael Thomas is out. Jared Cook is gone. Traquan Smith is on IR with a hamstring. And here they are putting up 31 points. On 2nd down, aired out, Deontay Harris. He's got it. Touchdown. Another for Winston.
I think as a defensive back, Joe, it gets to a point where you just don't think the quarterback can throw the ball far enough. Deontay Harris, this guy can fly. And he gets down the field, and Kevin King just finally gives up a little bit and thinks, well, can he really get there? He gets a little bit soft, and there goes Deontay Harris all the way down the field, and Jameis Winston lays it out there beautifully, and that's some of what they hadn't been able to take advantage of last year with his speed. And might I add, another undrafted free agent in Deontay Harris.
And for Jameis Winston, ties his career high with 5 touchdown passes. And the Saints' first big play of the game. What a debut for Winston as the starting quarterback for New Orleans. Well, for Green Bay Packer fans, you're about to see the regular season debut of Jordan Love. Aaron Rodgers will be on the bench, or at least on the sideline the rest of the way. And there's over 10 minutes left to go in this game. Love did not take a snap last year. He was the number 3 behind Tim Boyle. And when you play backup quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, whether it's with Brett Favre as the starter or Aaron Rodgers, you don't get a lot of work. And so Jordan Love, who the Packers traded up for to get in the draft in 2020, makes his regular season debut.
Yeah, and why not? This game's over for the Green Bay Packers, and to be able to get him in the game, the guy got a lot of work in the offseason with Aaron Rodgers not being there, and let him get out here and get a little work, get some snaps under his belt.
They start with a run with Dillon. He cuts back. And on 1st down, Tano Passanio makes that tackle, a gain of 3. Well, this will be interesting to see how he plays. A guy who threw 17 interceptions his final year in college. Aaron Rodgers, 17 combined interceptions over the last 4 years in the NFL, but a couple today, and a frustrating day for this offense, for the defense, really any way you look at it for Green Bay. 2nd and 7. Handoff is to Kylan Hill. Got a yard. And this defense for the Saints still flying around.
They sure are. Yeah, up front in the trenches. You know, they really like the depth that they have at the defensive end position, even after losing their sack leader from last year, Trey Hendrickson. But they've got good depth, probably more depth than they've had in other years. They like their defensive tackle situation. But then Jalen Dalton went on IR, and then Onyemata was suspended, and so they came into this game kind of thin. That was a bit of a concern. But then with some of the young players for the Packers offensively along that line, they were unable to take advantage of it, and the group has just been solid all day.
Love going to put it up. Slides, floats, caught by the young rookie, Amari Rodgers. And Rodgers gets looked at. Randall Cobb was not targeted in the ball game. And here's Rodgers up to grab it, the third-round pick from Clemson.
That's a nice job of just buying himself some time, laying it there for Rodgers to make a play on it and pick up a first down.
And their first third down conversion comes with Jordan Love at quarterback.
319.
Hand off to Kylan Hill. The Fox Super 6 app is giving you a chance to win big this Thursday. Enter for free anytime before the start of the Giants-Washington game. Correctly answer all 6 questions for a chance to win $25,000 in the jackpot. Scan the QR code now to download the app.
Speaking of first career completions, earlier today when Trey Lance came in, his first one being a touchdown for the 49ers. So
nice Jordan Love start.
Yeah, it was a first down.
2nd and 8. Pass caught by Tunyon. Forced out by Jenkins. About some other rookie performances today. And in a loss, Trevor Lawrence, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. In a loss, Zach Wilson, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 258 yards. Jamar Chase, 5 catches, 101, and a touchdown in the Bengals' big win in overtime over the Vikings.
I do like Zach Wilson there with the New York Jets, and Matt LaFleur's brother Mike got his debut today as the offensive coordinator for the New York Jets, and I think that guy's career is going to be awfully good.
3rd down here. Pass is downfield, a lot of contact, but no flag. Malik Taylor is guarded by Lattimore, and it's 4th down.
4th down, here they come in to punt, and got a chance to watch Jordan Love in the preseason and see all the things that he was doing. Did some good things. They really didn't ask a whole lot from him. They didn't throw the ball down the field all that much. A lot of things off of play action, and we're somewhat conservative with him, but a little different, like you said. Now that he's the backup, he's got to prepare a little differently than what he did a year ago.
Also had a rotator cuff strain that cost him one of the preseason games. Healthy, ready to go, and coming in the ball game here in week 1. Bojorquez puts it out of bounds. We'll see where they put it. The answer is at the 15. That's where the Saints will take over. They took over a long time ago in this one, up 35. Handoff here on 1st down into the arms of the young running back Tony Jones, who's changed his number 2 times. He picks up 3. He was 37, went to 21, and then when the trade was made for Bradley Roby, he's taking 21, and Jones gets 34. 2nd down and 7. Jameis Winston with 3 touchdowns over his last 3 completions over his last 4 attempts.
I was talking about Tony Jones earning that position in preseason. Shoot, he was averaging over 4 yards after contact. Averaged over 8 yards a carry. We're right at it.
Here he is, 2 yards short of a 1st down.
Yeah, he does a lot of good things. And speaking of good things, when you play as good as what this Saints defense did, a lot of credit goes around. And How about Chris Richard? He was the defensive coordinator with Seattle there for several years. He was in Dallas and comes here as a secondary coach. He's got to be pretty proud of the job that his guys did, holding future Hall of Famer to just a little over 50% and 133 yards total passing with this group. That's awfully impressive.
Rodgers ends his day 15 for 28, 133, no touchdowns, 2 picks, and a quarterback rating of 36.8. That would be his 4th lowest ever in a start. Flag is down on 3rd down and 2.
Holding, number 74, offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
With that, let's go to Carissa in LA with a game break.
Thank you, Joe. After the Browns extended their lead to 9, next play from scrimmage, Patrick Mahomes scrambles, heaves this one downfield to Tyreek Hill, holds it in, 75-yard score. Chiefs still trailing by 2 with just under 9 minutes to play. Joe, Troy, Aaron.
What a game that is.
Yeah, boy. I mean, we know firsthand you cannot get comfortable when Mahomes is your quarterback. Wow. You get right back into it in a hurry.
3rd down and 12, and they'll run it. And Jones is spun to the ground. Play made by Oren Burks. Saturday on Fox, we've got a big college football doubleheader. First, Nebraska battles Spencer Rattler and the 3rd-ranked Oklahoma Sooners. Then USC takes on Washington State. All the action starts Saturday at noon on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
I'm going to be at that game in Oklahoma. When they take on Nebraska, that used to be quite a rivalry for quite some time. And
were you just going around to all your alma maters?
I figured, ride when the going's good.
When the going's good, look for old 8-ball. Line drive punt. Flag is down on this play as the rookie Amari Rodgers, for the moment, is taking it inside Saints territory. UCLA wins. There's Troy. Follow him on Instagram. It's a fun follow when Bruins win. Now he's going to OU.
Yeah. I haven't been to that stadium since I left.
Same stadium?
Same stadium. Some changes. Some changes, but looking forward to it.
Offside's the call.
Offside, number 49 defense lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
And so with that, we'll welcome you back inside the booth. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, joined by Aaron Andrews, Tom Rinaldi down on the field. What a start for the New Orleans Saints here in week 1.
Well, you spend so much time when the schedule comes out and you start preparing really throughout training camp in getting ready for this week 1 game. It's 1 of 17 now, but it sure feels like it's more than that because you have had so much time to get ready. It's pretty deflating when you don't come out and play at the level that you expect to. But when you do, and you come out against a good opponent, and you're able to play the way that the Saints have, man, that's going to make for a great week.
Well, the defense was great, and Winston with 5 touchdown passes in this game as Amari Rodgers now returns it out across the 35. Here's his day. Keeping this play alive, finding Juwan Johnson in the back of the end zone. After an early touchdown flip to Kamara, it was Hogan, Johnson again, and then downfield. There has never been any questions about the arm talent or the deep ball abilities of Jameis Winston. He showed it there to Deontay Harris.
Joe, you've heard me talk about it a lot. If you're one of these quarterbacks who get fortunate enough to go to a place where you get to work with a guy like Sean Payton, or in my situation, a guy like Norv Turner, or Mike Holmgren, or Bill Walsh, or Kyle Shanahan, or Mike Shanahan, go through the list. When you're one of those guys who gets to play for one of them, it's a real luxury that you have. And Jameis Winston is going to really enjoy, as he already has. He was so excited when we talked to him about the opportunity that was before him, how much he learned and how much he has been looking forward to playing under Sean Payton. And I think he's just going to continue to get better, and he's going to continue to play at a really high level. And he's played for good offensive coordinators and offensive minds in the past, but we also understand how good Sean is at setting things up. And I think that relationship and confidence that Peyton has given Jameis Winston was on display today.
258.
Love floats it. He's got Cobb. And Randall Cobb with a catch of 32 yards.
You see, he kind of hangs in there and buys himself a little bit of time, and that's kind of his style. Still accurate with the football, and there probably will be some people who look at this and start trying to draw some conclusions, but this is a much different game right now for Jordan Love than it was the rest of the time for Aaron Rodgers. The way that the defense is playing, the whole mentality.
For Aaron Rodgers, I think he'll walk out of here with some questions about the offensive line, about the cohesion with this offense, with the turnover they've had. It's a 35-point ball game, the largest loss in a game started by Aaron Rodgers after he sat for 3 years. 31 points. That was against Detroit back in December of 2018. So, it's 1 week.
Yeah.
It's 1 week, and you can't go crazy. And you're talking about the 3-time MVP over there. You see the frustration all over him, but they've had some turnover, especially on that offensive line. The injury to Bakhtiari, and there he is. And they have to get better up front for this Green Bay offense to get better.
Well, they do, but it brings me back to, okay, how important are the preseason games? And it's a discussion that goes on every year, more so in the last couple of years. Of course, they didn't have it last year. But the year before that, the Rams didn't play anybody, Sean McVay, and a lot of guys didn't play, for the Packers. And so what's the approach?
Here's Cobb. That play gets strung out.
For the Saints, those guys played. Most of the guys played. The quarterback certainly did. Rodgers, now he hasn't played in other years as well, so there's a lot to it. But the point being that how much of this group just not being together impacted the way in which they played today. We won't ever know the answer to that, but the Saints certainly seem to have a different edge to them than the Packers from the opening kickoff.
Yeah, and they were obviously in a different position because they're going through a quarterback battle.
That's right.
So those guys have to play to find out who's better. And the winner was Jameis Winston. They're, careful for good reason as Lazard makes the grab, but they're saying out of bounds as he showed his athletic ability.
No, I'm not
careful with Aaron Rodgers, but it's just different.
It's totally different. But the point in that is just, do you benefit by playing? If you take injury out of it, do you benefit by playing? Tom Brady played in 2 games, right? And if anyone has shown that he doesn't necessarily need preseason, it's Tom Brady. So, look, I'm not saying that there's a right or wrong way. The approach has been, let's keep our players healthy and get to week 1. And just them not playing as a unit, did that impact the performance today?
Here's Kylan Hill on a delayed handoff. Because of Hurricane Ida, the Saints only had 2 preseason games, but they had that battle that happened and a lot of activity and probably a little more intense during practice during camp because of it. So we'll see. Long way to go. 17-game season. And this is just chapter 1. 4th down and 1 here for the Packers. Devontae Adams, by the way, 5 catches, 56 yards, no scores. As a handoff on 4th and 1 is taken by Hill for the first down. And here's a 2-minute warning right here. 2 minutes left. And when we come back, we'll check in again with Carissa Thompson. 35-point game as we wind down here in Jacksonville, Florida. We'd like to welcome the men and women in uniform serving around the world, watching today's broadcast in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea on AFN, the American Forces Network. Thank you for all you do. Hopefully a little taste of home for you on this day. And just 17 miles east of here sits Naval Station Mayport, the 3rd largest naval station in the United States. Commissioned back in 1942. From the 19, it's first down. Pass caught by Malik Taylor. And he's out of bounds, which sends us to a game break with Carissa Thompson.
Thank you, Joe. Well, Troy, you said it on the last game break. Be careful when you give Mahomes the ball towards the end of the game. Travis Kelce gets in the end zone here. 2-point conversion, no good. Chiefs' first lead of the day comes at the 7-minute mark in the fourth, 33-29.
Second and 3 for Love. Throws, pass caught. Taylor, first down inside the 5. As he bounces off a couple of tackles and gets back to the 5. Well, it's been 637 days since Jameis Winston last won a game as a starting quarterback. That was at Detroit in 2019. And look at this note, 148 pass yards, but 5 touchdown passes today. That's the fewest pass yards by a quarterback with 5 or more touchdown passes since at least 1948.
We got all the numbers going.
First down and goal. Love gets hit, ball's out, and it is recovered by Caden Ellis. And that puts a bow on this as Tano Passanio forced that fumble. And 3 Packer turnovers in this game. They're second inside the red zone, and again, they only gave it away 11 times all last year.
Yeah, no, they've been one of the best in the league here over the last several years. Finished first or second in turnovers each of the last 3 years. So it's just not something they do. And you know, him getting in the pocket, Passanio, he's one of those defensive ends that I was talking about that has given them a lot of depth. He'd be a starter for a lot of teams in this league, but has given them a lot of depth. Comes up there and makes a big play.
We like defensive linemen from Villanova at Fox.
Yes, we sure do.
Starting with Howie Long.
They've been good to us.
They've been very good to us and are good friends. Tell you what, Sean Payton, he won't. You know, the game ball will go to Jameis Winston, maybe Dennis Allen, but Payton should give a game ball to himself. His team's been displaced for weeks. Gave up a game in their dome where no visiting team wants to play. But he had this team ready, fired up from the beginning. And Dennis Allen completely, Troy, shut down the reigning MVP and one of the best quarterbacks to ever play in this league.
Great job. It was a great job of execution by the players, but this staff, yes, with all of the distractions we talked about, what a job they did. And I'll tell you, Sean, he's looking pretty fit, too. You know, he got married this offseason. Got himself in fighting weight.
Yeah. Skylene and Sean Payton, the marriage, they're 1-0. On the other side, Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers in the pack start 0-1. 38-3 is the final here in Jacksonville. And Jameis Winston will leave this field a winner. 5 touchdown passes, no turnovers. Bonus coverage, Denver at the Giants. Take it away, Adam Amin.